Carnivine, feel the magic! All the more things change, the more they stay the same!
At first glance, James's Carnivine seemed like a clone of his Victory Bell and Cacnea. Like them, it was a goofy grass type who smothered James when summoned. However, Carnivine set itself apart from its predecessors by winning often, uniquely bonding with James, and excelling at contests. By the end of its run in the series, Carnivine became a Team Rocket standout, transcending its role as a recycled sight gag. Hi, I'm Professor Silver, and today I'll break down the history of James's Carnivine, tracing its journey from a lost, wayward Pokemon into one of James's most memorable combatants. When James was a child, he rescued Carnivine from the mud in Sinnoh's Pastoria Great Marsh. This was shown in the episode Cream of the Krogon Crop. Carnivine allowed itself to be caught because it was immensely grateful. Although James played with Carnivine whenever he visited his family's summer home, he eventually lost track of its Pokeball, leaving the bug catcher Pokemon to go unsummoned for many years. Carnivine reunited with James in the Diamond and Pearl episode, The 2 Degrees of Separation. It delighted James to see its Pokeball within a box of bottle caps, so he added the Pokemon to his team. Likewise, Carnivine couldn't have been happier to see its old friend. It greeted James with a playful bite. In doing so, Carnivine added its own twist to the classic grass-type gag. Rather than prick or devour James when summoned, it would wrap its arms around him and affectionately bite him. Nearly all of Carnivine's summons throughout the series involved its terrorizing James before proceeding to battle. While Cacnea remained on James's team, it often joined Carnivine in its hug, producing twice the pain. Starting in a dawn of a new era, Carnivine replaced Cacnea as James's main battler. The two grass types coexisted for about 50 episodes, similar to how Bulbasaur and Bayleaf shared the spotlight in Johto. Unlike Bayleaf, however, Carnivine outshined its predecessor. That said, Carnivine still loved Cacnea and lamented its departure. The two were great friends, with Carnivine helping Cacnea learn Drain Punch. Besides Cacnea, Carnivine also fought alongside Seviper, Wobbuffet, Dustox, and Yanmega. True to Team Rocket tradition, Carnivine lost most of its battles. It often appeared as a jobber to elevate the legacy of its opponents. In addition to Pikachu, it lost to notable opponents like Brock's Sudowoodo, Dawn's Piplup, Ash's Chimchar, Weasel, and Torterra, Wild Metagross, May's Glaceon, Galactic Golbat, Jupiter Skuntank, and Bertha's Golem. Despite the losses, Carnivine still had epic moments. It beat a Golduck with Seviper's help, injured Elite Four member Aaron's Vespiquen, nearly beat Ash's Pikachu and Volkner's Raichu, and majorly hurt Dawn's Pachirisu while wearing armor. Carnivine also held its own against Butch's Shuckle, until Piplup and Hippopotas interrupted their battle. Because of Carnivine's many awesome traits, it earned the attention of Eterna City gym leader Gardenia. Although she didn't train it like she did Cacnea, she offered to trade her Victory Bell, Blossom, and Vileplume for it. James of course declined, but Gardenia's admiration resurfaced when they next crossed paths. Carnivine's prowess also extended into utility support. Beyond pelting Ash's gang with Bullet Seed, it provided support by immobilizing the trio's opponents, stealing Pokeballs, and protecting James. Most notably, Carnivine taught itself Vine Whip in order to save James in saving the world from ruins. Its loyalty reflected James's affection. James often praised Carnivine's charm, called it cute, and let it relax with him. All that aside, what set Carnivine apart from James's other Pokemon was its participation in contests. Overall, it competed in 4 contests, plus the Grand Festival. In mounting a Coordinator Assault, Carnivine advanced Jessie through the Jubilife Appeals round, using Bullet Seed and Bite. As the contest continued in the episode Arrival of a Rival, it beat a Rhydon before losing to Zoe's Glameow. At the Chocovine Contest, in another one Gabites the Dust, Carnivine choked out a Hippopotas before losing to Ursula's Gabite. Carnivine truly shined and dressed for just success during the Lilypad Contest. James disguised himself as Jessie's alter ego Jesselina and coached it to victory. After defeating a Corsola, Carnivine outmaneuvered Dawn's Mamoswine by exploiting its hubris. To secure the win, Carnivine countered Ice Shard, dodged multiple attacks, and dragged Mamoswine with Vine Whip. It then claimed the Lilypad ribbon by beating a Tyrogue. After the victory, Carnivine teamed up with Seviper at the Daybreak Town Contest in Yes Indeedy It's Dawn. In the appeals round, Carnivine ferried Seviper to the stage, did the wave, and produced fireworks. The rest of Carnivine's contest appearances took place at the Grand Festival. During the competition, in full festival circle, Carnivine won a battle with Mime Jr. and fought alongside Seviper against Don Cyndaquil and Baneri. They tried their best, but they still lost in the end, leading Jesse to finish in the top 4. Ultimately, Carnivine ended its contest career as one of the top performers in Sinnoh. Had it continued to compete, it might have reached untold heights of success. Alas, after losing to Ash and his friends' Pokemon in Memories Are Made of Bliss, Carnivine and the rest of its Sinnoh allies were left at Rocket HQ. Much to Jesse and James's dismay, Giovanni didn't want them to bring non-native Pokemon to Unova. Carnivine wouldn't return to the series for over 570 episodes. Following a long absence, it returned in the Journeys episode, Rocket Revengers. It returned alongside the rest of the Pokemon Jesse and James stored at Rocket HQ. Despite being abandoned yet again, Carnivine eagerly helped James try to catch Pikachu. After greeting James with affectionate chomps, Carnivine teamed up with Jesse's Gourgeist to battle Ash's Infernape and Hawlucha. Although Infernape stopped Carnivine from stealing Pikachu, the grass type still gave its all. When combining its efforts with its allies, it even revealed its knowledge of Energy Ball. Team Rocket eventually lost the showdown thanks to Wobbuffet's reflecting of their Pokemon's combined attack, but Carnivine stayed by James's side. It made one final appearance in the series, in the episode The Rainbow and the Pokemon Master. Carnivine fought alongside Gourgeist to steal Pikachu, but they were blasted off yet again. Although they failed, they shared a poignant moment with Wobbuffet. As they were flying through the air, they grasped Wobbuffet's arms, signifying that no matter what happened, they would always stand by their teammates. While it's unknown if Carnivine will ever appear again, we can assume it's still traveling with James, trying to steal Ash's Pokemon. As that concludes Carnivine's history to date, let's get to its battle record. Like the rest of Team Rocket's Pokemon, Carnivine lost to too many opponents to count. On the winning side, however, it defeated Wild Golduck, Rhydon, Hippopotas, Corsola, Dawn's Mamoswine, and Tyrogue. Move-wise, Carnivine used Bind, Bite, Bullet Seed, Energy Ball, and Vine Whip. Carnivine will never be my favorite member of Team Rocket, but I still love its goofy, kooky, and altogether loopy personality. Though Carnivine felt somewhat redundant when compared to Victory Bell and Cacnea, it fought in epic battles, experienced sweet moments with James, and performed awesomely at Contest. If I could change anything about the Pokemon, I'd have given it more episodes of focus and bonding time with its teammates. Getting focus like Koffing and Ekans did in the Island of Giant Pokemon could have given insight into how Carnivine coped with its abandonment and learned to forgive James for leaving it behind. Still, even without that insight, I enjoyed the simple charm of Carnivine and the joy it brought me every time it chomped on James. And on that, class is adjourned. I'm Professor Silver. Until next time, catch you later.